How's it going? This channel is for people who want to learn their favourite songs fast using easy methods that can be applied to any piece. If you'd like a free guide I've made of the most common chords for every key, there's a download link in the description. It makes learning any song 10 times easier. Let me know if you have any questions. So this is how to play Bo Burnham, All Eyes on Me on piano. The key is B major and there's only 4 chords in this song, which really helps. Pretty easy enough song to learn actually. The key B major is fairly useful because all of these black notes are included, so it means if you're ever unsure of what melodic note to play in the right hand, usually if you just land on a black note it's fine and it kind of covers up your mistakes a lot. So the only thing though is it can be kind of hard to memorize the exact notes that are accurate because a lot of these keys are just like you're kind of playing in the same position up here. I don't know, I found that anyway. You might find something different, but that was just me. Thing before we start, there's my version in the description. If you haven't seen that, you can use that for reference. But I'll just be teaching you the way I'm playing that pretty much. So the 4 chords we're using are B major, F sharp, C sharp, and D sharp minor. So for the intro, I'm just playing those chords repeated. So in the actual song, there's a big heavy synth riff that just does those. Sorry, and you just do that twice. Now what you can get away with doing as well is just adding in random black notes to kind of fill it out. You can get away with this because of that big massive synth riff that sounds really heavy in the original. So whatever way you feel, and then sometimes I might just play an extra octave up high or whatever to fill out the space and stuff. That's literally the introduction, and then it hits straight into like the first chorus. So it hits into the like a very light version of the chorus, so the way I'm playing it is just very soft. So start off by learning those melody notes. Slow that bit down if you have to, but they're the exact notes that are going to be repeated later on in the song. So for the left hand, again, like in all of these videos, I'd encourage you to just go and see the video I did on how to play the left hand trick with any song, because I use it here as well, obviously, and it's a trick you can apply to any tune. But to sum up what I'm doing here, at the start of the song, when the chorus is very faint, I'm really just kind of playing the chord in block chords and then maybe just press the left hand notes in kind of random order, whatever feels right. But I'm keeping it very minimal and soft pretty much. Yeah. Do whatever works for you. You can just do block chords as well if it's easier. And from then it goes straight into the verse. I'm keeping the same minimal technique with the left hand during the first verse. And then of course we're playing different right hand notes. So it's so that's the verse notes. The melody notes are very repetitive. Like you saw, I was just playing the same notes over and over again. So that's why it can be kind of confusing to get the order bang on right. I'd say just listen to the song over and over again loads and then just drill that melody into your head. Another thing I like to do, and this is the same in all of the videos that I make, you can play different notes kind of lower than the main melody notes in the right hand to accompany the sound. So for example, with when we're playing the B major note in the left hand, I can also play this D sharp because it's in the chord B. So usually I'm playing this D sharp to kind of fill out the gap or make it a bit thicker. And literally, like with this key, it's very lucky because you can, for most of these chords, you can just play the black notes and it still fills it out. It can create sixes and sevens. I don't want to get into the details of it, but it does work. So after that verse, then we're going into, I think, the bridge part where it's like we're going to go where everybody knows. And again, the chords are the same, but I've changed up the rhythm in the left hand. You need to kind of differentiate this part, I think, because in the actual song, it's kind of created a bit more impactful than the first verse. So what you can do is kind of bash down a low D note before getting into it. And do arpeggios on the left hand. I don't know if you've seen actually that video of Bo Burnham on College Humor talking about how to play the piano. It just really reminds me of this because that video kind of half inspired me to make this channel, because this channel, if you haven't noticed already, is supposed to be kind of giving you quick tricks to do for any tune to try and kind of convince people that you know how to play piano. And then that video with Bo Burnham is like the exact same. And arpeggio is a word that he says in one of the points, keep saying that word because it makes it sound like you know so much about what you're talking about. It's a real funny video. If you liked Bo Burnham, I'll link that down. But yeah, to go with the melody of the bridge part, then I'll play this on the right hand with the chords. So again, slow that bit down and make sure you kind of know those, and then look up that left hand trick because you can just apply that to any tune. It's just arpeggios in the left hand. It's called an Alberti bass technique technically, but I've just done it differently. So now we're just going to go into the chorus again, and we've already done the main melody notes for the chorus, but you can play this as you choose. What I like to do is I like to do soft octaves for the put your hands up part, and then go back into you can do what you want. Really with this one, like the song is so climatic that you want to save a lot of the loud dynamics for like the second half of this piece if you're playing the full piece. So that's why I'm not using that many octaves for now, and I'm really kind of staying down here rather than up here. But then we're going into hands now, pray for me, hands now bit. That's like after the chorus, and the melody notes are so now you know pretty much the whole song now. There's one small part that I'll get to in a bit. All of the main melody notes for the chorus, verse, bridge, and then the chords, you're pretty much set to go. But I'll speak a bit more about the structure now if you're interested. at this point in the song, when he just ends the kind of hands now pray for me bit, that's when he starts getting into the monologue. And the instrumental, I've counted, it literally lasts for, I think, 10 rounds of that chord progression. You don't have to do the full 10 rounds. Obviously, when you're playing the instrumental, you can go straight into the next verse if that is better. But I think this is a good opportunity to improvise stuff if you were one of the types that kind of like improvising. And this key is so easy to do that because you can just play these black notes in any order with the chords of the left hand kind of going on at the same time, and it really sounds nice. It's really hard to mess this part up. Like, so all I'm doing is just playing that trick in the left hand there, the arpeggios. You can do whatever way you want with this. You can just do block chords to have it simple, or you can do whatever. And just there, I was only using these black notes, which is so easy. You can just twinkle around with it yourself. And then sometimes then what's even better is, say if you're on the black notes for a while, you can just randomly kind of start doing octaves. And then it kind of makes it a bit more impactful or something. But yeah, have a go with it. And one note that sounds unreal for some reason when you're doing this improvisation is F, just the F note. I think it's because this note isn't in the key. It's like, technically it's a minor fifth. So throwing that in, I'll just show you. But yeah, sounds unreal. So just use that F note and then play the rest black notes, and I think you're good to go for that improvisation part. I'd like to maybe make a full video on how to wing improvisation. So if you want something like that, just leave a comment down below. So after that bit, then it goes straight into another verse, and I've played this second verse the same way I've played the first one, fairly soft. After that verse, it goes straight into a bit of a new part just before the bridge. It's the one where he's like, you say the ocean's rising, like I give a shit or whatever. And again, the melody notes are a bit different, so I'll play that now. And when he sings, got it good, now get inside, I like to play octaves with that because that's a line people really like. It's kind of, a lot of comments were about that line, so it's like, and then for this bridge, then he's harmonized his voice a fair bit more. So to kind of emulate that, I've used octaves. And you can play, like, you can fill it out with more notes here if you want. So up to you, but I've just used octaves for that. And then it goes straight into another chorus. And for the chorus this time, instead of playing it softly, it's supposed to be a bit more dramatic, so I've done... And yeah, then it goes into the hands up part again. And again, I'm playing that loudly. And then when that segment finishes, that's the bit in the song where he kind of gets angry. And he's like cursing at the camera. So what you can do, you can kind of aggressively pound the piano. You can do this thing. Do whatever you think works. I think in my cover I've just done this, so it's been like very loud with the piano, to kind of emulate the aggression that he's given, and then it goes into another chorus. Play a few wrong notes as well to kind of get the like it would emulate aggression if you kind of were a bit more sloppy with the left hand. It's up to you, but yeah, and then after that chorus, then you have two options. You can continue the hands up or hands now part like real loud. What I sometimes like doing though is to kind of, since you've been playing loud that whole time, it can be very effective to just right before you're going into that, just bring it right back down and play like up here. And then just play like any black notes. Then just kind of come to a soft finish. Or you can copy how the song ends and end really loudly. But I think that kind of is a bit interesting because that hands now part, up until now, we've never played that softly. It's always been fairly loud. So it's a good kind of contrast to play it softly. That's just what I think. But yeah, so another trick, one more thing is, I've mentioned this in loads of my videos before, but if you ever have a gap in the right hand melody where you're not doing anything, your left hand is, feel free to kind of go down and help your left hand out by like filling a heavy gap with a chord in the right hand. So an example would be, say for the last big get your hands now, it's like, see the way I can kind of go down. Up to you. It's better. It looks better as well, rather than your right hand just kind of hovering over the keys here if you're going down and helping the left hand out. That's pretty much it. So yeah, I hope that helped. Let me know if you want anything else done or covered. Thanks for watching, and if you have a song in mind that you really want to know how to play, let me know about that, because I'd love to help further. Honestly, sometimes I think I need to be pushed into making more of these because it's not a full-time thing. Follow me on social media as well. It could motivate me more to grow this channel. Thanks again.